we're going to talk about a bit more about the angles and polygons. So before we moving on, do you remember all the formulas for the interior angle and exterior angles? So now pause the video and shout out all the formulas because these are super important. Without knowing that, we can't solve the angle questions. Go! Okay, well done, great job. So sum of interior angle. Always remember how many triangles are there. So n minus 2. Then now you times the sum of the interior angle over triangle 180. Then now sum of the exterior angle is 360. Then now each exterior angle is easy because all you can do is divide by number of the angle. But you must remember this is only for the regular polygon, and each interior angle, again, you can come up with the 2. So using the supplementary angle, 180 take away your exterior angle, that is 360 divided by n. Then using the sum of the interior angle, n minus 2 times 180. So one thing I want you to keep remembering is each interior angle and then each exterior angle formulas only for the regular polygon. So one more thing I want you to remember is now you need to be really familiar with each interior angles. We already know, we know that triangle and square is one of the interior angle is 60 and 90. We all know about it, right? Like that, 3 more pentagon, hexagon, octagon. You will see these shapes quite often. That's why I want you to memorize it. Pentagon is interior angle is 108, hexagon 120, octagon 135. Then you remember these angles that you don't need to calculate it. That means you can be quicker and then you can make less mistakes. So now I have a question. So one of the important thing we need to talk about here is a tessellation. Do you know what is a tessellation? Think about beehive and then the tiles. Yes, right. Tessellation is a pattern. So it's a specific pattern of the shape that fit together exactly without any gaps. So now the tessellation, you can make tessellation using different shapes, but here we have a regular tessellation. That means you can make tessellation using only one type of shape, and especially the regular polygon. Then I have a question here. There are only 3 regular polygons that make regular tessellation. Guess which 3 regular polygons they can form tessellations? If I give you a tip, focus on the interior angle. Okay, I'm going to give you an answer. 3 regular polygons that can form the tessellation is equilateral triangle, square, and then hexagon. Let's have a look at the reason. So first of all, here is a tessellation. You can see all of these shapes are regular hexagon. Then now you remember these shapes are fit exactly together, right? Then let's have a look at the interior angle. What is the, yes, right, the hexagon has got 120 as a interior angle, right? The other hexagon is 120. Then now last one is 120. What you can notice is 3 lots of 120 is 360, the full turn, right? That's why it can form a tessellation. Now next one, you can see right angle. So you can see the square, that all of the interior angle is a right angle. Then we can see 4 lots of 90 degree. And this is also add up together 360, right? And there's no gap. And then finally, can you see equilateral triangle? Then the regular triangle, the interior angle is 60. Then now look at this. All of the triangles have a 60 degree that we can build 360. So now, what do you notice from this picture? We all know that 120, 90, and 60, these are the factors of the 360. That's why you put these shapes together, that you can make the test ratio 360 without any gaps, right? Now, finally, let's have a look at some of the questions linking to the angles in the polygon. Then, before we moving on the question, I want you to remember some tips. When it comes to the question, first of all, I always want you to ask question. Like, what shape is this? Identify the shape is the first thing you need to do. Then, now, once you identify your shape, then you write down its interior angle and its exterior angle. This is really helpful. After you find the interior angle and exterior angle, what you need to do is to use all the knowledge that you learned from the angle and then shape session. Then you can come up with your answer. So, for example, these are the very useful point you need to remember. So try to spot the lines of symmetry, and then isosceles triangle is useful because isosceles triangle you can always have two equal angles and the equal size, and then equilateral triangle because one of the angle will be 60 degree, and then do you remember the angle rules in the parallel lines, right? So all of these knowledges will be combined together. Then you can come up with the answers. Just try to remember these tips. Then, now I'm going to give you an example using the regular hexagon because regular hexagon is very important. So first of all, when it comes to the angle question, you always check what shape you have. So identify the shape. It's regular hexagon. Then we know that its interior angle of the hexagon is 120, exterior angle 60. Then now, writing down these angles in your shape. Then now, have a look at this point. Lines of symmetry is important. Why? So I'm going to draw the lines of symmetry. When it comes to the polygon with an even number of sides, lines of symmetry is quite useful because look at the angles, interior angle. So we know that one of the interior angle is 120. What you can notice that lines of symmetry have the interior angle, right? That's why the other side, so we can see this is a 60, right? So it's the same all other angles as well. So now you notice that regular hexagon line of symmetry is having the interior angle. Then now what we notice here is that inside the hexagon we can see small equilateral triangle because we all notice that 60, 60, 60, that's why it's equilateral triangle. So now what you can use is regular hexagon has got 6 equilateral triangles, and then all these triangles have a 60 degrees inside the interior angles, right? Then now let's move on to the another point. Here I've got a diagonals, then the vertical line. Then now what can you spot? What shape can you spot? So let's write down that this is a regular hexagon. That's why it has got equal size, right? Then can you see the triangle there? That we know that it's 120 as a interior angle. Then since this is isosceles triangle, we know that the other two angles are 30, right? So isosceles triangle is really useful when it comes to the polygon. So you can easily find the isosceles triangle inside the regular polygon because regular polygon has got a equal size. Then last one I want you to notice is a parallel lines. So I can draw a pair of a vertical parallel line here. Yeah. Then now you remember all the angle rules regarding the parallel lines. So can you spot the alternate angles? I'm gonna put the blue angle, and then what is the alternate of this blue angle? Yes, right. Can you see that? So using these angle rules in a parallel line is useful as well. So I want to say that the angles in the polygon question is quite tricky because you need to use all the information you learn from shape and then angles and lines. Okay, now let's try to solve this question. So this is so first one, identify the shape. We know that this is a regular pentagon. That now you remember the interior angle and exterior angle over pentagon is 108. Then now exterior angle will be 72 degrees. Then now we need to find the size of the angle A and B. Ooh, so can you spot that? The angle A is one of the interior angle of a pentagon. That's why it's 108. Then you notice that B is the excellent. It's the exterior angle, right? So exterior angle is a 72. So, and this one, so identify the shape. We know that this is the regular pentagon, and then we also know that interior angle is 108 and exterior angle is a 72. That I think this is not enough. Now let's try to spot what we learned from the previous lesson. So interior and exterior angle is not enough to finding the size of the C and D. Then you remember, first of all, lines of symmetry, I think it's not very useful. Then let's use an isosceles triangle. Do you think you can spot the isosceles triangle? Yes, because two sides are same. We know the one of the angle is 108. Then now C is the one of the other angles, right? So C is 180. Take away the biggest angle, that is 108. Divide by 2 will be the one of the equal angles, right? That is 72. Divide by 2 is 36. Then now let's focus on the D. We know that C is 36, and then D is, ooh, yeah, let's write down the other angle. That's a 36 as well. That now D is what? Yes, it's a part of the interior angle. That's why we can take away 36 from the 108. 108, take away 36, it gives you 72, right? So D is a 72. Then always begins with identifying the shape. It's regular hexagon. Then now interior angle is 120, exterior angle will be 60. Then now, do you think you can solve using only exterior and interior angle? No. Then try to spot these things. Can you see the lines of symmetry? Yeah, lines of symmetry is useful when it comes to the even number of polygon, because look, the lines of symmetry halving the interior angle. Can you see that? That's why we can find it very quickly. Yes, right. So E is the half of the interior angle, so E equals 60. How about F? What did you notice? So F is, let's use the, yes, isosceles triangle. Can you see the isosceles triangle? Yeah. Now two sides are equal, then F is the one of the equal angle, right? Then what we can do is the top angle will be the interior angle 120. So now F is 180, take away 120 divided by 2, that is a 30. We found the E is 60 and F is 30 degree. Now, this is our last question. So identify the shape. We know that it's a regular hexagon. So interior angle 120, exterior angle will be 60. Then now, now you can spot the exterior angle, right? So we know that G is the one of the exterior angle of the regular hexagon. So let's say G equals 60. Now let's focus on the H. So again, try to spot lines of symmetry or isosceles triangle, or I think lines of symmetry will work. Then now these are the lines of symmetry. Then now, oh yeah, so remember hexagon, regular hexagon, is always can be divided into the 6 equilateral triangle, right? Then let's write down 60 inside the equilateral triangle. Then now, can you notice something? So lines of symmetry. Yeah, these are straight line. So angles in the straight line add up to 180. So you can see the supplementary angles, right? Angle 80 and 60 add up to 180. So that's why 80 is 120. So G is 60 degree and angle 80 is 120. Okay, well done. This is the end of the video. Then in this lesson, we've been talking about the tessellation. What's tessellation? The pattern of the shape fit exactly together without leaving any gap. So we know the equilateral triangle, square, and then regular hexagon can form a tessellation, right? And also regular hexagon is really important because it has got 6 equilateral triangle inside. And then when it comes to the angles in the polygon question, always identify the shape and think about the interior and exterior angle. Then move on to all your angle and then shape knowledges such as the lines of symmetry, equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, or isosceles trapezium as well. And then try to solve the question. So now next 2 videos are all about solving the questions. So now please remember these points. Then I will see you next session. Bye bye.